Good morning, Technosphere. I've woken up with a stink attitude today. Like, seriously bad attitude. And all I can think is that the only war is class war. I had a realisation yesterday. I realised that I was the only brown person who had officially had a plot in my kitchen garden, and I'm definitely not the only brown person in North Kensington who doesn't have access to outside space. That's definitely not true, and I just can't work out how it is that my kitchen garden, which is a community kitchen garden, has got no brown people except me. Obviously, I know that I'm quite a big personality, but I don't actually count as more than one person. So I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't see how that could happen in North Kensington. Yeah, I don't. And it's pissing me off, actually, because the other thing that's pissing me off is, like, around here we've been gentrified, and half of them have fucked off to their country houses, which is very nice. We like it when they fuck off. But the few that are left behind seem to think it is an opportunity to colonise the rest of the place. So we got the posses over the road who back on to our community kitchen garden, and they were there complaining that some of the pots were cutting out the light from their basement. They've got a massive balcony and 3-floor house, so obviously my heart was not bleeding particularly when they were upset about having the peasants' plant pots cutting out their light. And then I found out that the person whose kitchen garden is blocking out the posse's basement light is another posse who has somehow got access to the community kitchen garden. Okay, he is in the community, but not like, you don't see him walking down the street in the community. You don't see him, I don't know who he is, I've never seen him. To be honest, the only reason I have anything to do with the motherfucking kitchen garden, right, is because I could have somewhere to sunbathe. I don't give a shit about growing vegetables. I just wanted somewhere outside to sit. And I got somewhere because I'm used to getting what I want. And but I'm not used to getting what I want because I'm a posse. I'm used to getting what I want because I'm a scammer. And I've had to come up with ways of getting what I want because I'm not in the gang. And I've got quite a few friends who have managed to own some land. And they're on that land, owning it, and they get to decide who can go there with them and who can't. And the rest of us council flat niggers, we're not allowed to call ourselves council flat niggers, we have to stay in council flat land. And the thing about the council flat niggers is they ain't all black, right? Some of the council flat niggers is white people. Yeah. And they don't really perceive themselves as being niggers, which is a problem for them, because the thing about being a nigger is that you really need to know that you have been niggerized. It's not an intrinsic condition. Niggers are made, not born. People are born and subsequently niggerized, usually by the posses. And you can niggerize yourself by accident, very easy. You can niggerize yourself by being gay. You can niggerize yourself by having children with the wrong people. You can definitely niggerize yourself by being a junkie. In fact, being a junkie is like guaranteed niggerization. But also, there's all kinds of other ways to get niggerized. Like if you get homeless, you is nigger. Yeah? Mental illness, niggerization double plus. If you got like actual certificate, if you're sectioned You can't get unniggerized. Once you've been sectioned, that's like permanent niggerhood. And should we have some poems? Because in the absence of any land rights, and my voting rights don't seem to be saving my ass, I'm just going to read poetry. Absolute. Goodness me, oh my, look at the landscape of my life. Well, I hardly recognised. As promised, I feel quite sublime. Perfection, it is nowhere near. Troubles many, I have no fear. Situations still unfold. I know have and trust. This is gold. And it is, because even though I have nothing, I am no one, and the state in which I live appears to be trying to kill me, the worst that's happened is I'm in a stink mood. It's not that bad. And here is another one, and it's called Teach Your Children Well. I tried to teach my children well, and I'm proud that none of them are able to swallow the bullshit that the state is shoving down their throats. The rebellious bunch. Teach your children well. Growing up, growing stronger, overnight, sometimes takes longer. Innocence will know what's... I'm going to start again. Teach your children well. Growing up, growing stronger, overnight, sometimes takes longer. Innocence will know what's right, will not give in without a fight. Instinctive until otherwise informed by common, unconscionable norms. The future is owned by our youth. Pray, offer them your care, your truth, that they may make it into their own, add their wisdom not yet outgrown, that they may convert, distill the light of love from all the ills that we have bequeathed them. The present is only ours to tend. And we're not doing very well, are we? Dear children and grandchildren, I'm really sorry we fucked it. Swings and roundabouts. Crystallization of the will, refinement of ideas, can only occur when hope instills a way beyond the fear of loss of life, of hatred and strife, of hunger, pain and grief. Whomever so closes its doors is a bandit and a thief, and as such will always lie in wait, anticipating more to gain and more to take. Avarice is its own law. There is nothing that we need it for. Oh dear, it's a class war day. The only war is class war. Burn it down, burn it down. The only war is class war. Burn the cities, burn the towns. The only war is class war. Shall I say it a bit more? The only war is class war. Burn it down. I just made that up. If somebody wants to come up with a little tune that we can all learn to sing it. This is called Shelter. Homeland and its familiarity informs who we are and how we'll be, walking on our well-trod paths, dependable and sure to last, the places that our forebears knew, our belonging that we know them too, such safety from which to live our lives. Without it, how can we survive when we are strange, unknown, forces take away our home? Where is the I? What does it become when we are alien, alone, floundering with broken hearts, tragedies to be discussed with sympathy or with mistrust, see strangers instead of seeing us, reminders of the security taken for granted too frequently, casually ignored in every day, till something chases it away. Then in our eyes and in our loss, we must take a different course. And here we are, on a different course. Imagine, the crumbling of the Western world in which we know didn't involve the loss of our homelands. It just involved the loss of our liberty. And I've never been so comfortable. I've never had such good food, and I've never been so oppressed. And I'm really feeling it today. This is called professional help, which I get. I'm getting professional help. Professional help. What is it? What do I seek? A guiding light, some help to sleep. What is it that I could gain? A decent life, a different name, What the fuck and how the hell am I supposed to fucking know what it is that I should tell? Why exactly do I go? Well, there we go. That's the poem for the morning. Fight the power in your soul. Please, somehow, small acts of rebellion are all it's about right now. Unless somebody wants to actually go and blow up the Houses of Parliament whilst social distancing. I could get on message with that. If anybody is setting up a Let's Blow Up the Houses of Parliament Facebook, yeah, I will join. Let me know. Maybe we could make a Lego one and burn it. You know, just for the satisfaction. I don't know. I have to do something. I need to do some small act of rebellion today, because I'm fucking really feeling the chains. The chains are weighing heavy, and I am offended on a political level. I might be offended on a religious level too, actually. And I'm really, really double offended because the fucking bin men haven't been, right? And so I'm going to take a walk down into Poshyville and see if the bin men have been down there. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my ass on a little stroll down to the Poshyville, because I heard the bin men. And I thought, oh, there's the bin men. And we got out some banana bread to give them because we like the bin men. And they ain't come down our end of the street. And they definitely drove down the other way. So I'm going to go investigate why it is that my rubbish hasn't been collected. First world problems in Kensington and Chelsea are of a whole nother level, right? You don't want to be in Newham. My truth sits well from... Oh, Kathy Briscoe. I don't know Kathy Briscoe. Hello. New person that I've never met. She says, my truth sits well with her today. Thank you for sharing. Have a rebel day. Yes, have a rebel day. Rebel yell all day, every day. You might as well turn it into a song, because if you make it have a catchy tune and people can join in, they don't feel like somebody might shoot them. I mean, somebody might shoot them anyway, but well, what are you going to do? We're stuck at home. We might as well plot the demise of the state. Can anyone think of anything better to do? I can't. So what I'm going to do today is, while I lie in the sunshine and work on my tan, I'm going to devise small acts of revolution and suggest them on Facebook all day long, and see how many people join in with my abstract acts of revolution. Abstract acts of anarchy. That's the day's theme. Abstract acts of anarchy. I'm going to post that right now, and I will see you somewhere, sometime, when I manage to maybe video one of my abstract acts of anarchy. I don't quite know what I'm going to do. I'd quite like to throw something. That would make me feel better. If I threw something, and if I threw something that was on fire, that would make me really, really happy. But we've got to be sensitive about fire around here, because I live near Grenfell and people are very sensitive. I'm very sensitive, so the only way throwing something on fire would make me feel better was if it was landing in the Houses of Parliament. That would make me feel better. But if I was throwing it somewhere where like real people lived, I would probably not do it. But once, I'm going to tell you a story because I'm so bored. I was applying for funding from rich people to educate my children, and I had to have them come visit me. And they check to visit you to see if you're the deserving poor. So they come round and look at your house and inspect your children and make sure that you're not going to spend all the money on drugs, which you won't be able to because they don't actually give you the money. Anyway, so they came round to inspect my house, and there was Lady Astor came round, and Lady Astor came round with a lackey called Mr. Crow. And they inspected my house and they inspected me, and then they had to go and inspect my children. And then they gave me a lift to where, because my children were at some activity, which I'd sent them to make them look like they were active children. And Lady Astor and Mr. Crow put me in their car and drove up to inspect my children. And they'd had some problems parking when they came to my council flat. And we were driving up to Notting Hill and worrying about the fact that they weren't going to get parking. And when we came into the posh bit, Lady Astor goes to Mr. Crow, oh, we'll be able to find parking here. This is where the real people live. And I was sitting in the back of the car thinking, she just fucking said that. And she said it in front of me. And anyway, they parked where the real people lived because they knew where the spot was. And I was like, oh my God, they actually do think that they are the real people. And the thing is, they're wrong, aren't they? They're wrong because we know that we are the real people. How do we know that? Because we're the ones that die on the front lines of the wars. We're the ones that die on the front lines in the hospitals, working there. We're the ones that empty the bins. We're the ones that run the shops. And when all the poshies go away, like they have, it don't make no difference. In fact, when all the poshies go away, everything is better. We have a much nicer time. So, obviously, the thing that would be better for the whole earth is for them all to go away permanently. End hereditary privilege, and they'll probably die out because they can't do anything. They only survive on the intergenerational money. So if we end hereditary privilege, they'll just die out naturally. Okay, I'm going now before I say something that makes me arrestable. Rebel yell, fight the power.